Hello everybody, welcome back. Sending Ravens with Tarot by Janine. How's everybody doing? I'm doing really good. I've been on some really fun shows lately, doing these Zoom calls. I finally learned how to get on Zoom, and I've been working with Aquarius Rising Africa, so Chantel and Monet. They do such a great job. They're a newer channel, so go over there and check it out, but they're growing really fast, so that's really exciting. And they have some great guests. Jessie is a regular. They even had David Zublik from Dark Outpost who introduced Jessie to all of us, so that's really exciting. Yeah, they've had some great guests, and I'm a weekly visitor of theirs, so yeah, go check that out. And then there was Ania K. She's a YouTuber and doing some great work, but she's also an author and has done some wonderful books. So you got to go check her out. And if you look at my community page, I put up the little interview her and I did, and hopefully we'll do some more. And when I figure out how to do it on my channel, I'm going to have guests on, but wait. Give me some time to figure it out because I'm kind of slow. Yeah. Now on the Tarot by Janine channel, I likely won't. We'll just keep with the Ashley guest, and maybe once in a while we'll continue on, and maybe even Guy will come as a guest, but that's not the format we want to present there. But I think on this channel here, on the Sending Ravens, I think we'll try out having some guests, but yeah, I got to figure that out still. I was on Spiritually Raw, and the subtitle to their YouTube channel is The Ass Kicking Truth, which is, I love it. Okay, those two, that couple is amazing, just wonderful people, and they're doing really good work, and they have so many good guests on, and just wonderful truthers. It's just so exciting to be in the community, frankly, and it's growing so fast, and there's so many people waking up. It's just beautiful, beautiful to watch. Now it's very what I wanted to come on and I know I'm more chatting than reading, but this is important, I think. I read, and I was looking at a map, that Calgary, where I live, is one of the worst places in Canada for these tunnels and horrific goings on. And I find that interesting because it's the oil capital of Canada. So Calgary, Alberta, is where all the oil people sort of come together, and they have all their offices. Interesting. Oil and deep state, I don't know, right? I don't know. But hopefully that's not true, actually. But I don't know. It's quite interesting. I have noticed there is a lot of activity, especially in our skies lately. And I don't know if anyone's from Calgary, chime in. But I saw 3 helicopters yesterday, all in a short amount of time. And usually you might see the SARS helicopter once in a while, and it's a bright color. There's a couple of bright colored helicopters, and they're usually taking people to hospitals, emergency situations, things like that. But and/or looking for criminals. You see that there's that helicopter that goes late at night with the big spotlight. When I lived in Sunnyside, we saw it every single night practically. You know, they'd light up the whole neighborhood looking for somebody. Yeah, it was crazy. But no, these were different. These were much bigger, and they looked like a military green color. But it was hard to tell from a distance, but they looked a darker color anyway. They definitely gray or green or something, but they weren't an earthier tone. They were not the bright colors that those other helicopters I was talking about are. So 3 of them, what are they doing? I'm so curious. So what I wanted to do a quick look at is we're finding out, and Charlie Freak, he's a Canadian as well, it turns out. Originally he was a Canadian, but turns out he was saying, and this has really opened my eyes, that Canada has huge amounts of activity going on, deep state, and especially around Calgary. He says the black hats are in control. So that's really scary. Like they haven't got control of this area yet. And I find that frightening. Well, it's kind of freaky because I live here. But it's interesting that I was drawn to be here, and that astrologically, if you look at my chart, this is the perfect spot for me. So maybe good light workers. And there's a lot of great light workers in Calgary, actually. And apparently Raven Moonstone is from, or she lives here now anyway, because I saw a recent video. I don't know if she's originally from here, but I saw a recent video of her, and she was showing us around Calgary. So she must be here, at least now. So that was interesting. And she's a light worker. Go check out her channel. She's got a really unique approach, but it's really got some big truths going on her channel. So it's very exciting, but it's also kind of scary that there's so much activity here. So I want to look around Calgary first, the helicopter situation, and are there things going on? We're not feeling earthquake-like activity, at least I'm not, so chime in if you are and you live in the vicinity. Yeah, so I just want to look around that, and then I want to look at, in general, Canada, because all my Canadian viewers are going, tell us about Canada, what's going on? Yeah, we'll have a quick look. Wow. So this is around Calgary. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Cups. I think there's been recently a shift. So since Charlie Freaks looked at it or been talking about it, which was about a week and a half ago, if I remember correctly, and since I've become aware of the activity apparently that's going on around Calgary, around deep state and deep dark cult-like activity underground, those underground tunnels that they do all the nefarious, hideous things to humans in. Okay, supposedly a big activity around here. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, so that's changed. So there's reason to celebrate. This is the moving out of troubled water. We got the Six of Swords in the middle. Reason to celebrate, Three of Cups. So I think that's being routed out. I think the white hats are gaining control of the area since even what Charlie said was a fact or whatever. Yeah, it looks like things have shifted even since then to the good. So we've got the Six of Wands. That's a victory. They've had some victories here, and it was an issue, but it's been recently moved over to white control, white hat. And I don't mean white literally like colors of white and black. We're talking about the light, let's call it the light hats, and the nefarious bad cult hats. I don't even like it when they separate, because I love the color black, by the way, and I absolutely, I wear it all the time. It's one of my favorite colors. Everyone tells me not to wear it on camera, but I just can't resist sometimes because I love it. The color white's kind of like just the opposite of, so this is, they go great together. White and black, they go beautiful together. Do you know what I mean? So we don't mean it that way. We're talking light, as in bringing the light on things that have been done in the dark and underground, in the cover of dark, because they don't want anyone to know they're doing it. So that's why we call them the black hats and the white hats. So just to be clear what I mean by that, right? Because colors black and white are equally awesome. That's not what we're talking about. Okay, so it looks like the white hats have gained control over this area. So maybe that's why I saw those helicopters. So that's interesting, but it does look like it was the case, but it's been recently shifted. Okay, so now let's look all around Canada, because there's so much crown land The Queen owns so much land here, or the royal family, or the fake royal, I think they're fakes, royal family. I don't think they have a claim. And I don't think anyone, actually, I've decided out through all of this red pilling that's been happening to me right on camera since I started my YouTube channel. I'm telling you, monarchies are for low vibrational, and they're all involved, from what I get, they're all involved in the deep dark cult activities and connected to the 13 families or 14 families or whatever, and they're all bad. So I don't care who they are, they're involved. So let's get them out of the world. Why do we put somebody way above us? Why on earth would we do that? Why is somebody meant to live a pampered, gold gilded caged life on our expense, and take all of their everything, just take and take and take and give really nothing back? Why on earth do we let that happen? So let's stop with the monarchy worship. Okay, let's stop with, I think that 2020 is teaching us nobody's above us, nobody's below us. Well, some people behave badly. Yes, absolutely. We're finding that out hideously even. But nobody's less or more than you. You are an entity connected to the greater universal love. That makes you very important. And nobody's more important than you, and their life doesn't take precedent over yours. At the same time, nobody's less than you. And right? So it's more about connecting and recognizing that you're interconnected and nobody's above or below you, which is what a concept. I mean, but think about it. It just makes sense. Why are you less than somebody else? Why is somebody, because of their birth, better somehow? And then you look at them literally individually. Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, a couple of sniveling, do you know what I mean? Seriously, right? And then all of those guys. And the Queen, one of the nastiest women, like honestly, her face, like if she ever cracks a smile, oh my goodness, right? Everybody just fawns all over her, whatever little tiny tidbit she throws out. Just the way she behaved over the whole Princess Diana's passing was just absolutely despicable. And she had to literally be coaxed into making a reaction. The woman has no soul, okay? Figure it out. Do you know what I mean? Prince Philip, we won't even get started on him. There's so much evidence of what a scumbag Prince Philip is, right? And was, because he's not around anymore. So much. Like, come on, right? Just look into it. They cover most of it up and it still leaks out. The guy is was an absolutely demeaning, horrific man. And there's a Canadian SRA survivor, satanic ritual abuse survivor, that's been outing people like that. And he's kind of brand new coming out. And his name's Derek. And we don't know his last name. And that's probably a good thing they don't say his last name. And he's been on Laura Eisenhower. And I highly recommend you go listen to him talking. And he outs he was actually given by his parents that were trying to get favor in the cult. So they gave him over as a young person. They gave him to Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth as a toy. And he said, basically, they both abused him. They are not nice people, as he put it. They both sexually abused him. So, you know what I mean? The Queen and the King, the Queen and Prince Philip, just horrifying. And he just outed him. And listen to those people. They're telling the truth, man. That guy's telling the truth. You can tell. You can tell when you listen to Derek, what he's saying is true. Okay, so he also outs Prime Minister Trudeau. No, the father, so Prime Minister Elliot Trudeau. Yeah, so that guy, okay, he was huge in the cult. Like, yeah, all you got to do is watch early clips of him. He was the most arrogant jerk ever in the universe, and I can't believe people fell for it. Also, absolutely a gay man, but of course paraded around like he was married and had this family. And no, I don't care if he was gay, but of course pretended he wasn't, just to get leverage and get voted in. To me, that's just despicable and lies. Just his whole life was a lie, and his whole family involved. And now we're seeing it with the son, Justin Trudeau. What a creep he's turned out to be. Super involved. So we're going to look at where's the state of Canada around, as a country, around the dark, deep, dark state activities, and are we truly being controlled by them as we speak, or is that getting shifted? It looks like it was shifting in Calgary, thank goodness. So let's look around Canada as a country. Well, it looks like it's been the case. It's been the case. We've got the 9 of Wands, and for many, many years to the advantage. So the Chariot moves forward recklessly. I think they got really reckless. I think, and if you look at Pierre Elliott Trudeau was reckless in his disregard for regular humans. And you could so tell if you're just watching and not buying into his big flamboyant fake personality stuff that he was pulling. He was an absolute jerk. He actually hated most humans, regular humans, and he seemed to really fawn all over world leaders that were known to be very nefarious. Interesting, right? So but the way the media spun it, he was just such this great force, but no, he was a creep. Okay. And it's so sad. My mom loved that guy. Okay. I remember growing up to my mom worshiping Pierre Elliott Trudeau and thinking, oh, what a handsome guy he was and stuff. And it's like, I love my mom, don't get me wrong. But it's like, Mom, yeah. She also really respected the Pope and probably still does. So there you go. Whichever Pope, you know what I mean? So some people just don't, they're just younger souls and they're not awoke, right? And they're not going to hear this stuff. They're not going to hear it. And that's okay. We can love them, right? And it's going to be hard, especially for elders who've their whole life hung on to these beliefs and been indoctrinated by television, and like this is going to be hard. So don't expect like your elderly grandparents to be okay with it. Even when this comes out really obvious, it's going to be very hard for people. Okay, so it looks like Canada was in truly deep, okay, but they're in their last stages. They're just hanging on. Canada somehow hanging on. The dark part of the deep dark state is hanging on for dear life, and their last hold looks like our media, which we know all the medias all over the world are owned by the deep state. Okay, the bad guys. Okay, and that's their last stronghold, but that's even going to get toppled over. I'd say in the next 4, let's hope that's days. It could be weeks with Wands or months, but 4. And there's diligent work going on that's very stressful. Okay, so we got to thank those whoever's on the ground looking through these tunnels and being brave enough to do this on the ground hands-on work. So there's apparently secret military groups from all over the world, gathered from all over the world, apparently, right? So, and every time I do cards, it looks like there is. So I'm going to go with that because I've been doing this for 35 years. You just got to trust your cards at some point, right? And they do turn out, some version of that's happening because that's how cards work. Right? Might not be literally exactly how I say it, but some version of it. And it just ask my clients. They know. Okay, so we've got the 3. Yeah, I think Trudeau has something happened to Trudeau because we got the 3 of Swords with this King of Wands, and he's definitely a King of Wands type. He's got a huge stinking ego, just like his dad. Just he pretends to be not like that, but he totally is. Okay, pretends to be humble. What a joke that turned out to be, right? He's just a really good actor because he's turned to be the exact opposite of what he appeared to be at the beginning. Just ask our Indigenous people. They really thought he was going to change things for them. And as soon as he turned into the prime minister, got voted in, he forgot they even existed, right? Yep. Even though they are the original people here, you know. Okay, so we've got the Three of Swords. So yeah, he's being, it looks like, handled, and that's what's toppling everything. So they being whoever those white hats are, have got control of Mr. Trudeau, and that's changing everything. So we can look forward to changes coming in Canada too. I mean, it'll take time, right? It'll take time. This is just going to get, like I was saying on some other video, I can't remember which one, and people were quite sad to hear it, but it's not like the deep, dark cult is going to entirely give up and just, we'll never see them again. They're just going undercover, off planet, whatever they're doing, energetically. They know they lost right now, but of course they're going to plans and plan to, rise again. And it'll just be us being smarter this time, wiser, paying attention, eyes wide open, listening to people who are coming forward with stories, and not like for years and years and years, people coming forward with satanic ritual abuse stories were absolutely repressed. Nobody listened to them, and they were like basically laughed at and told that they were lying. And now we're listening to them. I hope we are anyway. And we need to continue to listen to people bringing their truths. We need to continue to listen to people victimized by this cult and hear them. And all wide eyes open, and that's how we're not going to let this happen again, where we get completely led down the path without even realizing what's happening, and allow this to happen. And also we have to get our priorities straight and who's important. Like, don't put other people above your importance. Not to say you're more important than anyone else either. Everybody is important in different ways, but you're not less than anybody. So let's stop putting people on pedestals, in particular monarchs. Monarchies should all topple as far as I'm concerned, and make those any kind of people in put in a position of supposed power, like as far as politics and stuff. We have to hold them 100% accountable. They're working for us. Police are working for us. If we're going to go forward with these groups, we have to get it all figured out, that we are more powerful, and we vote them in and they work for us, not the other way around. Okay, so let's stop being repressed by these people once they get a little taste of power, sell their souls out, and turn into creeps. All right, let's notice that and stop letting it happen, because it's what we're putting up with that makes it okay for them to do. Okay, thank you so much. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Really does help. And those thumbs up really help, because we're literally being shadow banned here on YouTube. And I know it'll lift, but right now it's like they're squeezing us tight. Just to not get the views or the subscribers. It's like they're taking off as many subscribers as who's subscribing, and people have to resubscribe. So just double check that you're still subscribed, and it just really helps us keep doing our work. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.